Hello everyone. In this video, let us discuss about electropositivity, metallic nature, and also the summary of all the properties, periodic properties which we have discussed so far. Now coming to electropositivity. What is electropositivity? See, this is completely opposite to electronegativity. Electronegativity is the tendency to gain the bonded electrons towards itself in a bonded molecule. Here, electropositivity is the tendency to lose the electrons. By losing the electrons, it is going to get converted into a stable cationic species. The tendency to lose the electrons is known as electropositivity. Right? Metals mostly exhibit this electropositive nature. Metals, because they have the tendency to lose the electrons. If you look at the first A group elements and second A group elements, these will be having higher electropositive nature. Why? Because these elements are just 1 and 2 electrons greater or more than the stable 0 group elements configuration, stable configuration. So therefore, by losing those electrons, 1 or 2 electrons, that is the first group elements they lose 1 electron and the second group elements they lose 2 electrons, and they get converted into the stable 0 group configuration containing elements. So in this way they attain stability. So therefore they prefer to lose the electrons, and therefore their electropositive nature will be higher. From top to bottom, what happens? The atomic radius increases and the size of the atom is going to increase. With the increase in atomic size, the attraction between the nucleus and the outermost electron will be decreasing. With that decrease, what happens? The loss of that particular electron will be easy. Losing, that means the tendency to lose that electron for that particular atom is very easy. So as we move from top to bottom in a group, the electropositive nature is going to increase. So here, as we move from top to bottom in a group, the electropositive nature increases due to the increased atomic radius. See here, this electron, the outermost valence electron, will be away from the nuclear attraction. So therefore, the tendency to lose that electron will be very easy. Right? The tendency is more. The tendency to lose that electron is more. Next, so as we move from left to right, what's going to happen is, here, due to the increase in nuclear charge and due to the decrease in the atomic radius, these elements, they doesn't prefer to lose the electron. Instead, their ability to gain the electron increases. So therefore, here we can say that in periods the electropositive character decreases. So you can classify these elements in the periods as metals. Here these are pure metals. Why? Because they show more electropositivity. The element with more electropositivity is considered as a metal. So here mostly metals will be having that nature. So therefore, here first A group and second A group elements are metals, whereas aluminium and silicon are metalloids. They will be having the partial metallic character and partial non-metal character. So therefore they are considered as semi-metals, which we also call them as metalloids, or these are also known as what? Semi-metals. Next, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. These are completely non-metals. They doesn't prefer to lose the electron. They prefer to gain the electron now, because they are very close to the 0 group electron, 0 group elements. If you take the 0 group elements, argon, the next 0 group element is argon. So just by gaining 1 electron, this will be attaining the configuration of these 0 group elements. This by gaining the 2 electrons, this will be attaining the 0 group elements configuration. This by attaining 3 electrons, it will be attaining the 0 group configuration. So therefore, these elements will be showing complete non-metallic nature. They doesn't prefer to lose, they prefer to gain the electron. So in this way, as we in a period, we can say that the metallic nature decreases from left to right and the non-metallic nature increases. Right, in a period from left to right, the metallic nature decreases and the non-metallic nature increases. Whereas stable, with respect to these, the elements next to these are just 1 electron more. So these are first group elements. These will be having one electron excess in their valence shell. All these will be having one excess electron. 2s1, 3s1, 4s1, 5s1, 6s1, 7s1. That means these are excess with one electron. If they are going to lose this one electron, they are going to attain this particular configuration. Right. Next elements of the second group elements. Second group elements are also known as second A group elements. These are with two electrons. 2s2, 3s2, 4s2, 5s2, 6s2, 7s2. So by using these two electrons, they are going to attain the stable zero group configuration. So therefore, these secondary group elements, they lose two electrons. These first group elements, they are going to lose one electron, and they are going to exhibit the metallic nature, that is electropositivity. They will be showing the electropositivity, due to which they will be considered as metals. If you take the 17th group elements or 7th A group elements, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. They are one electron less when with that of the zero group configuration. Their configuration will be like this: 2p 5, 3p 5, 4p 5, 5p 5, 6p 5. And if you take the oxygen group, it is 2p 4, 3p 4, 4p 4, 5p 4, 6p 4. If you take the nitrogen family, 2p3, 3p3, 4p3, 5p3, 6p3. So they attain the electron, they gain the electron, and they get converted into this. So always these group elements, 16th and 17th, mostly they prefer to exist as anions. So they prefer to gain the electron. So that is the reason why here, if you take lithium chloride, lithium loses its electron, and the chlorine is going to gain that electron, and they are going to form a compound like this, lithium chloride. And so the salt, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, calcium chloride. It requires two electrons, right? It loses two electrons. So here two chlorides are going to get two electrons, and they are going to get converted into CaCl2. MgCl2, right? MgBr2. In this way, they will be forming the compounds. Metals and highly reactive. These are the highly reactive metals. These are the highly reactive non-metals. They react and they are going to form a stable compounds like salts. See the trends in the groups. In the groups, whether they are going to increase or decrease from top to bottom, and in the periods from left to right, how do they vary in the periods. And let us see the highest and the lowest elements. That means the element which is having the highest periodic property. That means the element with highest atomic radius or the element with highest ionization energy. Let us also discuss about them. Now coming to groups. In the group, as you know, from top to bottom, what happens? Atomic radius increases from top to bottom. Okay. Next, in the case of periods, what happens to the atomic radius? It decreases. So in the periods it is going to decrease. Coming to the highest atomic radius element, that means the element with big size or the biggest atom in the periodic table is francium. Next, coming to the atom with lowest atomic radius or the smallest atom in the periodic table is helium. What is the smallest atom in the periodic table? It is helium. Next, coming to electropositivity. Electropositivity in a group from top to bottom, it increases. It is going to increase. and in a period from left to right electropositivity decreases, and the element with highest electropositivity, you can assume cesium. See, in a group what happens, it increases, so we can take francium, but francium is generally it is a radioactive element, so therefore its property with respect to size we can take francium, but with respect to some this property to lose the electrons, see here it is the radioactive elements are generally mostly unstable, they always undergo disintegration, so we will be taking the cesium. Next, lowest electropositive element is fluorine. You know that fluorine doesn't prefer to lose the electron because it will be having the more tendency to gain, and it will be ready to convert into the stable gas configuration. Next, metallic nature. Just the electropositivity, it is nothing but the reflection of electropositivity. So here it increases from top to bottom and it decreases from left to right in a period, and coming to the highest metallic nature element is cesium, and the lowest metallic nature containing element is fluorine. Yes, these two are interconnected. Next, ionization energy. Ionization energy in a group from top to bottom, it is going to decrease because atomic radius is going to increase, so therefore easily we can remove less amount of energy to remove that electron, so therefore ionization energy is less, decreases, and coming to the periods it is going to increase, it increases, and coming to the highest ionization energy containing element, the element with highest ionization energy is what? Fluorine. With lowest ionization energy is cesium. Next, electron affinity. Electron affinity is the amount of energy which is released when an electron is added. So again, you know that as the atom size increases, what happens? That attraction with that electron decreases. So therefore, from top to bottom, it is going to decrease. And in a period from left to right, it is going to increase. The highest electron affinity containing element, electron affinity, the element with highest electron affinity is chlorine. We have already discussed about this exception. Actually, fluorine should be the highest electron affinity element, but due to its very small size, accommodating other electrons will increase the repulsion, so therefore fluorine is with highest electron affinity. Next is lowest is what? The element with the lowest electron affinity is mercury. Metals will be having the lowest electron affinity, right? And coming to electronegativity, electronegativity also going to decrease from top to bottom in a group, and it is going to increase from left to right, and the highest electronegative element is, you know that it is fluorine, the value is 4, and the lowest electronegative element is cesium, right? So this is the comparison of all the periodic properties so far which we have discussed, and we have also valence. Valence is nothing but the number of valence electrons, the number of electrons present in the outermost shell. So the valency in a group is going to remain same, because in the outermost valence shell it is going to remain same, right? In a group from top to bottom, the number of electrons are going to be remaining same, so valence is going to remain same here. And in the case of periodicity, it is going to increase and it is going to decrease. Valency is going to decrease. That means the total number of valence electrons actually increases, but the valency, that means the bonding nature is going to decrease. The number of bonds are going to decrease. First it increases and it is going to decrease. 1, the valency from 1 to 4 increases, and decreases to 0, and from 4 it is going to decrease up to 0. The elements with 0 valency are 0 group elements. That is the reason why we call those elements as 0 group elements. They have the valency 0, right? So highest valency is generally for chlorine. Chlorine is having more number of valence electrons, and all those group elements will be having the same valence electrons, right? So highest lowest means it will be depending upon the reactive nature. So this is about the periodic properties, and this is the whole summary of the periodic properties so far which we have discussed, right? Thank you for watching. And these properties are very, very important, as we have what is already I have explained. I have said that these properties are very important in understanding the chemical reactions. The whole chemistry will be based on these periodic properties.